This story is for everyone. The price of a wife. Ouch! The yell I choke back, but the pain hits. It's agony, shooting up my bloody leg. The door judders and bounces off my shin, rattling the letterbox. Biting back the agony, I squeeze my eyes open. I should not open front doors until I'm awake. Shielding out the glare and blinking brings the man in the doorway into focus. Christ! The man whose face grins out of all the frames on the mantelpiece. Her husband, Julian, is standing in the porch, waiting, and right now he isn't smiling. So, stare away, Julian. You don't faze me. Standing on the doorstep, I'm higher. That's cool. Better being worried looking down than being worried looking up. It's his entrance I'm standing in. It's his doormat I'm standing on, and it's his front door I'm holding. How can he be so far down the tubes when he owns everything in sight? So, the atmosphere's colder than the freezer. We are staring at each other, very brittle, but his hand comes forward. Hello, David. I tense. I'm still not really awake, and I'm shaking hands with the enemy. He's nervous, his grip slippery, and he can't take his eyes off my pyjamas. You're right, Julian. I do sleep here in your house with your wife, and I don't feel bad about it. So he's screwing up a smile. It won't twang any of my strings, but it tells me plenty. He wants something. Suddenly, I'm important to him. You look good, he says. I look good? I know I look good. I don't need his opinion. He's an accountant. What does he know about looking good when it doesn't have any noughts on the end? So he's open with a compliment. Time to get the elastoplast ready. We've got an edge between us, called his wife, and it cuts deep. Her ex disturbing my domesticity doesn't make an easy start. Like suddenly, I'm the $1 million man, the man who picked up his leftovers, the wife he dumped, and the son who could slide a knife between his ribs. What interest could this sad little man hold for the Hammersmith fly opener? David. He said that like it weighed a ton. This is serious. That's desperation making those eyes blink. Even I hear his gulp, and I'm not listening. I'm watching his Adam's apple bounce so much it makes his ears waggle. I want my wife back. He practically kicked those words out of his mouth. I quiver. Then I goggle. I goggle and quiver. I can't close anything. My eyes are in orbit, and my mouth is trying to say something I haven't thought of yet. The cheeky sod is serious. It's lightning. It's struck, lighting his face. I've been around too much to miss it. Julian has got bimbo bother. She's kicked him out of bed, and he wants home to mummy. Julian, you have the privilege of landing in one big bowl of caca. He's staring vitriol. I break his gaze and look down, then curse. That's weakness. I snap back into his eye. He's got to know I'm not a pushover. I've got all the oranges. It's my back on his bed, and any squeezing here, I'm the one who's gripping. What do you say to a sexual wimp? Sure, Julian, come on in. You want to sleep my side or Jennifer's? So I say nothing. Let him shuffle uncomfortably as advantage curls around me like a big lottery win. I'm prepared to pay. He kicked those words out as well. Jesus, I've lived a lot, but never in my life has my jaw hit my slippers. Julian wants to buy his wife back. Was that a cuckoo that flew between us? He cannot be serious, but the glint in his eye says different. Looking over his shoulder, I see morality disappearing out of the gate. There is no place for it in this deal. We're talking cash here. A valuation is required. What's the tag on home comfort, free living, good, fresh, well-cooked meals, and sex and video on demand? What price on a woman who loves me so much it's embarrassing, who adores the ground I tread? I only have to put on the right disc and smile, and she's bouncing. But he's not bouncing. He's waiting for an answer. So I give him one. Shock unpeels down my face, upset type shock, like I'm losing something valuable, which isn't easy for someone who's just been shoehorned into a situation born in heaven. I don't usually open the front door and get offered money. It's not my sine wave. It's not natural. It's not Christmas. So, what's with the lover boy? Has 4 months with a bimbo half his age got him reaching for the Lucozade? Has she found his Zimmer frame under the bed? His face is not so chubby as in the photos, and he's lost weight. I may have one knackered Casanova wilting like a lily in front of me. But do I need to know the reasons? He's offering me the oil that lubricates my life, and that answers everything. One of the skills of this life is not only seeing and seizing opportunity, but knowing how to evaluate it. God gave me a calculator and it's ticking. I've just come into some bread and it's more than a sliced loaf. I feel the bankroll bulging in my pocket already. Life has not just turned the corner, it's gone round the whole bloody block. Makes you appreciate what God did when he turned the lights and Genesis on and sent me Julian in my hour of need. His wife Jennifer is a man-eater. If I can't perform, I can't perform. That's it, right. No use her banging her gums and sulking, making veiled remarks about making me pay rent in lieu of sexual satisfaction. She's not talking to one of the blinkered masses here. I'm saying I am one of the few men around here who knows relationships don't last. Not unless you're blind, deaf, and absolutely brain dead. And my relationship with Jennifer started cracking last night. That bloody company, Southwest Power Electricity, started it. Whoever invented bills should be bloody well electrocuted. Time I paid for my bed space, she said, and handed me the bill. They say money talks, and last night it made a bloody speech. Told me after 4 months together, Jenny and I were on a crossfade. It's logic. If you get the electricity bill, you're going to get the gas bill, water and rates bills, one after the other, like a donkey chasing a carrot. But sweetheart, I said to her, I'm not your husband. It's not my electricity. It's not my house, and I don't do money. I'm in the unemployment industry. I'm not house-trained. I failed at family, and when sharing's mentioned, I don't have any qualifications. She said I could pay in the morning with my credit card. Said it would make me feel better if I was contributing, and then we'd be even closer. Then she switched out the light and didn't hear my giggle. What was Jennifer talking? Insanity? Running noses and mascara, slamming doors, silent huffs, vinegar dripping in the coffee doesn't touch me. I've lived this before, many times. So I usually take a few trinkets and vanish from the lady's life. Remember, I'm talking experience here, especially after Brenda. That bitch ripped up the last of my clothes, poured glue in my trainers, and kicked my bicycle. I'm not a coward. Why fight bitterness, guilt, anger, and betrayal when it isn't necessary? Just piss off quietly. In a year, neither of us will give a shit. But that scenario was last night, before the Chancellor of the Exchequer pressed the doorbell and opened his bank. I look at Julian. The silence is deafening. We're big-timing each other here. I'm not saying anything. I'm going to get paid for doing a moonlight. That's like giving an MP expenses. The zeros are making my knees tremble. Shall we say 2,000? Immediately I kill my giggle. Cheeky bugger. It's a starter. He's not expecting the first serve to score. Julian is an accountant, a deception on 2 legs, a regular figure farter. He's undervalued the stock that belongs to me. I need to get the score here right. Play the business, make a contract for the difference. So he's offered 2 grand for a woman he thought so precious he married. Get your tongue out of your cheek, Julian. I realize I've been put on this earth to be ripped off and Julian's an expert with the coins, and he's got zips on his pockets. But he's gapped low. He didn't expect delirium from me for $2,000. He's got to get the message. I have got greed, like all the universe. We all make mistakes, but Julian's made a disaster. Now he's trying to buy his wife back for the price of an old banger. With the value in this house, he's got to be worth $1 million plus. He's got to get serious and realistic with the offer. I opened the door, his door, wider, and beckon him in. Panic makes his eyes glitter. Jennifer, that's panic. He doesn't want wifey around when he's slave trading. My headshake relaxes him as we go into the front room, his front room. We sit opposite, me on his sofa, and, another mistake, I indicate a chair, one of his chairs, for him. The balance isn't right. I'm looking up, and he's tense. I own a great chunk of his future, which is no problem as so long as he's going to finance a great chunk of mine. I cross to the window, telegraphing confident ease by retying my pyjama cord and thoughtfully waggling my bum. I don't often see cash stacking up, so I hiss up the saliva and wait for his next line. He's shuffling his feet and spinning his thumbs. Saying nothing to Julian is negative bargaining, and that's powerful stuff. The fewer the words, the more money mounts. You understand? And he's looking around the room. His eyes are dancing. So what's changed since he walked out? Yes, Julian, we have made love on the sofa, and on the stairs, and in the hall, and across the kitchen table. And that is jealousy you can see running down the walls. He's going to grope around his drawers and cupboards the moment he's back to see what I've pinched. Assuming, of course, that I allow him back. Julian, I could go crazy here with power. I've been banging his wife for just over 4 months. Perhaps there's squatters' rights looming here. Perhaps a lawyer would say I even own a small percentage of the family property. These are golden thoughts. Jenny is adding in value. Throwing a bundle of money at me is making me think of the next bundle. I do not have unlimited resources, he says. Julian, you don't shut the till before you open it. I'm taking you for so much, even the taxman's gonna weep. Now he's thinking back, how he bought and arranged the furniture, how he helped hang the curtains and decorate into the night. Nostalgia has got its hands around his throat. I can read his face like a book. I'm in his life and he wants me out. That is a very expensive thought to get into his limited resources head. But I need to add more value to Jennifer. Let's see how many noughts he can count with this. But I love Jennifer. My first words, I stretched love to make it hit. Jesus, I've only seen red eyes in photos. That is one expensive jaw that dropped. He spent a lot of money in there. Those fillings are ceramic. We outstare each other while he computes. I do believe Julian is high on arrogance. Did he think his wife could never love another guy? Was he expecting her to wrinkle into old age, waiting for him to share pensions? So I'll add another 10% for Jenny's sake. And she loves me. That word love is going to turn his blood pressure into a fountain. His face has just turned through a century. Suddenly he's seeing the big screen in VistaVision, Technicolor, and 3D. Jennifer's love isn't exclusive. The resident Casanova's flashing loyalty to the wife he didn't, and now his arrogance has taken a tumble. He's thinking the unthinkable. Perhaps Jenny doesn't want him back. His book of life has turned a black page. This is one crazy mixed-up finance director. But those 2 shiny discs ahead of the buffers, Julian, they're as far as I go. Julian is my paycheck. I have to be careful. If I give him a scenario of horror, like his wife grabbing my Y-fronts for the rest of my natural, we will both sit looking at the panic rising in each other's eyes. We could live together. I throw the suggestion at him, but he doesn't catch it. Picturing the three of us in bed and Jenny romping between us has twisted him into a strange shape. Now that's going to be worth another 10%. I leave the tangled mass and look out of the window. I'm not a torturer. That's why I haven't mentioned James. James is his son. James is a battle tank who's going to trundle up that path in a couple of hours, the son and heir of the man opposite who's going to break something if he twists much tighter. Adultery, deceit, and desertion make a crazy mixed-up kid a crazier mixed-up kid. When he sees his pa, James is going to blow. We've got to complete this deal quickly, then I can escape before World War III arrives. It isn't that James could stick a knife in his pa, or he's got a big pot of scorn he drips over his mother. There is another nail in Julian's coffin. His son adores me. Who taught him to play the power chords on his guitar? Who played football with him? Who got him backstage at pop concerts? I'm his hero. The kid loves me to the bottom of my socks. So who's going to give him a hug, get him a Coke, and mend his bike when his best friend has gone? Is that a lump swelling in the tube between my head and my chest that I swallow through? Is that the pixie of pity grinning at me through the window? No, I don't do pity. That isn't my universe. I'm not a parent, not that I know of. Kids are poison if you haven't had any. When they're tiny, they're covered in spots. When they go to school, they learn to spit. And when they are teenagers, they're bloody ferocious. Like the bond, the closeness, the love, and the duty of parenthood is not in my genes. Just the bloody trouble. I don't love, I don't honour, I don't obey. He's not my child, and I'm not welded into the family bosom. The stress, ulcers, and blood pressure is for the masses and parents. Don't get involved here, I say to myself. Dump the kid. 4,000. Julian has just gabbled that. I keep the stare out of the window and let the figures bounce off the back of my head. Either he thinks everything's got a price, or he doesn't believe I love his wife, which I don't. And the deal is, his voice has gone all shrill. Don't get excited, Julian. I need more noughts. That you leave by next Friday. 4,000 is not enough, and Friday isn't convenient. Don't know why, but I'll think of something. Now, there's two shits here. Julian putting a dosh value on his wife, and me for considering to accept it. But it's not our fault. It's bloody civilization's. 1,000 years ago, I'd have clubbed him out of my cave. 3 centuries back, we'd have fought a deal. Now he's working out lost interest on his capital, whilst the other, me, looks for the highest playing harbour to berth it. But you see two shits here only if you think normal, and I don't think normal. So I need a figure. I've got to push Julian onto the buffers. This is a luxury house we're discussing. There's a price on 4-star accommodation. There's no drafts. The place is so quiet it hurts your ears. There aren't any screams from the neighbours when I sing in the bath. It's really civilised. They still got a milkman. The bailiffs can't find me here. The jogging's quality. I've refined my sex technique, learned to play the mouth organ. Now I'm being paid to go. This isn't just a good situation. It's bloody phenomenal. But I see the stone and my first commandment. It's written across the top. Never, ever look back. Think of this. Having someone to come home to is a word swap away from having to come home to someone. You understand? Responsibility. Another word that's not in my dictionary. She expects, like, to come to the pub, to the club, even with me when I'm jogging. I haven't stood before an altar. I'm a free agent as well as a suspicious bastard, and I'm getting certain glimmers here. Could there be double dealing going on? My body in Jenny's bed makes reverbing reverbs. She gets a sex spectacular, and Julian gets the green eye. Jealousy's a powerful weapon. I've still got the scar from Julie's husband when he caught me sliding down the drainpipe outside his bedroom. Now, I'm not saying Jenny's scheming and I've been sexually abused, but I'll add another 10% for safety. There's a crossroads looming, and I'm going to take it. The straight and narrow is doom. The girl's claws just dig deeper and deeper. Then you're walking a foot behind her in Tesco's till the coffin wraps itself around you. There's nothing much left here. It's the end of the quarter and the bills are due, and I don't want any more ice in the bedroom. The next muff I find is going to have another qualification: money, and lots of it. I'm getting too old to have all these worries. Julian's made me an offer I can refuse, but I have to be realistic. I could push the mitt for 20 grand. The house is regal, but regal houses aren't liquid. What cash can Julian get before Friday? I'm not taking any checks. It's my move and he's waiting. 10,000, friend, I say with a straight face. Jesus! I blanked. The figures leapt out before I could shut my mouth. He's looking shocked, and I'm feeling it. The pause is long. He's doing his sums. I lean against the wall as if I don't give a shit. 5. He said that without believing it. That was a 50% lift. I reckon there's more in there somewhere. He's just got to try harder. So I help him. I shake my head. 6, and that's it. Did he say, and that's it? If his knuckles get much whiter, they'll break through his skin. Julian, you've got to think further than the end of your pisser here. If I say no again, it's going to be 3 in a bed. It's all I have. I turn. He's looking deadpan. It's take it or leave it time. I wouldn't pay 6,000 to get my leg back over Jennifer, but I don't think sex comes into this. He needs his roof back, a rich roof, and 6 grand will only buy a few tiles. It's peanuts, but the peanuts don't belong to me. There's still plenty of ammo here. Julian has pushed out his boat without getting into it. Jenny isn't going to like being sold. Jenny might not want him back. James will probably kill him. Supposing he pays me off and Jennifer locks him out. In law, he's tiptoeing on eggs. 4 months absent without leave isn't going to endear him to the judge in any proceedings. But he's not going to go any higher. I can feel it in my water. His fling with Bimbo must have cost loads. Shaking my head the way he's glaring might make with physicals. And worse, I get stuck with Jenny. He looks at my outstretched hand scornfully. Okay, Julian, sneer away, but you're not exactly an innocent little choir boy. I'm tempted to ask if the bimbo dumped him because she saw the liver spots. But what's the point of abrasing Julian when I don't give a tinker's? Deal over, he stands. The hitch of his pants changes the body language. It's a swagger down the hall, his hall, and a poke under the staircase, his staircase, to check his wine store. I wait by the front door as he counts the bottles. Don't look at me, Julian. If there's any missing, I can't touch the stuff. It turns me into a hooligan. His face relaxes as he closes the door. He stops at the bottom and looks up the stairs. Perhaps he's counting them as well. With a neck into the sitting room, a straighten of a picture in the hall, and he's on his way. He turns in the doorway for a final scan. Now he's looking around the place as if he really owns it, which he does. I open the door, his door, and he steps out of the house, his house. You'll be gone by Friday. His eyes are steel. Now he's holding his hand out for a shake. Big timing. Straight after breakfast, I say. It's a giggle, and I bet my eyes are twinkling. I keep my hand in my pocket. With that expression, he might just snap off one of my fingers. Friday zonks in. It's logistics now. But, and it's a biggie, I've got 6 tax-free thousand. Another scenario looms. A hotel, a Heathrow hotel. I've never tried that. I'll hole up in a 2-star, watch and wait. Hotels have clients, an ever-changing harvest of female clients, either young dolls up from the country or just off the plane. Excuse me while I drool. There's no better place to my lay head in wait. I've got to be gone by Friday. It all clicks. Jenny plays tennis on Friday morning. Fabulous. I'm out of here and quiet before she hits the first ball. I mention the dosh, liquid dosh. He nods and walks quickly down the path, his path, as I close the door, his door. Got to get to my computer, his computer, and check the weather for Friday. Got to get ready with plan B. Jenny can't play tennis if it's going to rain. I scan my address book just in case I've missed a situation, but most entries are crossed and the rest are blokes. My techniques don't work with them. Julian is just one lucky man that money talks and I know the language. I close the door and the house is quiet. The place is talking. It's curling round me. Roomfuls of honest warmth. 4 months of friendship give me a cuddle. I go down the hall, nosing on a waft of toast and coffee. Hell, I got attached to this place. I could tell Julian to stuff his money and stay. The idea stays 3 whole seconds, then I feel it. Yes, the grin started. Like hell. Homes are just bricks and mortar. No families soaking up the fluids from me. No kids gonna hold my hand. I got money now. I got a life to lead. Jenny manipulates. James is going to kill someone, and Julian has lost his credibility. How could anyone live with this crew?